Hi, my name is Coach Scott MacLean from the Dalhousie Tigers football program. We're here today to have a conversation with one of our key leaders, Andrew Frazer. Andrew played defensive line for the Acadia Axemen for 5 years and then came to Dalhousie last year and joined our program and became one of the key players on our football squad. Andrew brings a unique perspective which I think will give you some insight into what it's like to be a Dalhousie Tiger and be part of our football program.
So football's been a big part of what I've done for my entire university career. I mean, I started playing football in high school, never played before that, and then went to Acadia and had a chance to play at that program for 5 years and had an absolutely tremendous experience there. So at the end of the day, when I was done at Acadia and looking for places where I could go and do my MBA, I never thought that I'd have a chance to play football again. But when I showed up at Dal, I started to learn about the program that they had started here, and I started hearing all the great things about the team, about the guys on the team, about the tight-knit group that we had, about the coaches and how much they cared about the team and how much they cared about the program and how much they cared about the players. So originally it was something that I wanted to be part of as a coach, but I showed up on day one and they had pads and stuff ready for me, ready to go, and suddenly I had an opportunity to play again, so I jumped at it and loved it. It was fantastic, and it was easily one of the best parts of my semester and my time here at Dal so far. It was a lot more competitive than I expected it to be. Having been at the CIS level, I thought that I was kind of at the top of the game and kind of would be able to just sort of walk in and walk on the field every day and, just be able to walk around and do whatever I wanted, but, it wasn't so much the case. I even ended up playing against guys who I previously played with and played against at the CIS level. So, it's not just guys who come out of high school and can't make a CIS team and, so they just go and play club. These are guys who, in a lot of cases, I think, made the decision to choose an academic institution and somewhere where they wanted to pursue the academic side of things. So while they might not actually have a varsity football team, they have this club team which is just as competitive. Guys who could have played CIS over at Acadia or St. Mary's or anywhere around the town, and it ended up being a lot more competitive than I thought, and it was fantastic. It was a challenge. Walked off the field after every game as sore as I ever was when I was playing at Acadia, so I'd say it was very competitive. Favorite moment by far has to be in the semifinal when we were playing Holland College up in PEI. And it's a team that we've been close with all year. We played them twice and we lost to them by, I think, a combined total of 5 points or so. And they had the ball on our 1 yard line, 1st and 10, and we stuffed them. 3 and out, gave the ball back to our offense. Our offense ended up playing lights out for the rest of the game and brought us back into it. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, things didn't work out and we kind of gave one up on defense late, but that game was actually one of the better games I've ever played in my entire football playing career in my life. Some of the most fun I ever had playing football happened that game, and it was fantastic. It was great. We have a really strong group on the defensive side of the ball here at Dal. We're a really close, tight-knit group, and I think playing defense, that's what you need. You need guys who can trust in each other, can trust in the ability of their teammates. You can just rely on them, you can count on them, they're going to be there to make the play. They're going to take care of their job, they're going to do what they need to do. So at the end of the day, when we give up a big play here or there, it didn't really matter because we knew at the end of the day, take a deep breath, collect ourselves, and then just get ready to play again, because we knew we were good enough to stop anybody in the league. And all we needed to do was just focus, do our jobs, trust in each other, and let each other take care of their business. And we were all good enough to do that. We, had a good enough relationship with each other that we could have that level of trust and just know that everybody was going to do what they needed to do. Doing the MBA at Dal has been the toughest academic endeavor of my life, by far, not even close. You know, Dal's obviously very well known across the country for their academic prestige, you know, and their ability to produce very strong academic minds. So that was kind of one of the things that drew me. But in terms of the MBA program itself, I mean, it's challenged me to apply my learning. You know, it's not just about what is the definition, what does the textbook say, what does this say? You know, it's about taking those things and everything the textbook says and knowing how to apply it to the real world, how to apply it to problems in the business world, how to apply it to business strategy, how to take those concepts and theoretical things and actually put them into practice. If I could pick one word to describe the coaching staff at Dalhousie, I think the first thing that would come to mind would be supportive. Supportive in every aspect of our lives as student athletes. You know, the coaches really emphasize and understand the fact that we are students first and athletes second. You know, they support us in all of our endeavors, you know, in school, outside of school. They understand that, you know, life is bigger than football. Our lives are bigger than football. There's more than football. But, you know, with that support comes some expectation of accountability, you know, and trust that you will do everything you can to give everything you can to the team. And I think that's necessary, and I think the coaching staff at Dal does a really good job balancing those two things. You know, they encourage us to go and do well in school, but then to come to practice and, you know, work your butt off for 2.5, 3 hours and then go back and hit the books again, you know. So it's a good balance, and they're extremely supportive. It makes it a lot easier to balance both those aspects when you have that much support. I love Halifax. I'm originally from Ontario, just outside of Toronto, so I've never really been a downtown living kind of guy, but I find it a lot easier out here. You know, it's a nice mix of the big city and the small town feel. You know, in Toronto, it's easy to get overwhelmed with how much is going on and all the people around you, and you know, you don't really get that sense of community and connectedness that is really, really evident out here. And that's one of my favorite things about Halifax. You know, you have those, you get that chance to have that downtown lifestyle, and sure, there's opportunities to go out at night if that's your thing, but there's also a really strong sense of community here and people who give back, and there's lots of opportunities for that as well. So that's my favorite thing about Halifax.
Shot the road again, this time he was caught at the line of scrimmage by number 68.
Thank you, Andrew. That was a tremendous perspective on what it's like to be a Dalhousie Tiger. And as you can see, Andrew's diverse background, his experience in the CIS program, and really how much it meant for him to be a Tiger this year, I think brings perspective that this is a legitimate football program, that we have a lot to offer young people in terms of an academic education at Dalhousie University, but also a really great football experience. Coaches that care, players that care, in a really intense, competitive environment, which is really great for anybody if you're looking for that football experience in your university education. Last thing I want to remind people is, even if you have eligibility gone from CIS programs, you can still play at Dal as long as you're under 25 years old. So, if you're interested, get in touch with us. The coaches will be really happy to get back to you and have a conversation about whether or not there's a role for you with our program. And again, thank you very much, Andrew, and that's it for today.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.